Worldwide, there are over 23 million untimely deaths yearly, due to severe trauma or sudden cardiac arrest. EPR's advanced technologies and procedures expect to drastically change the outcome by substantially increasing the survival rate. In this presentation, we will discuss more about us, the time problem, EPR solution, market size, competitive advantages, products and services, management, sectors and subsectors, science, studies, clinical trials, financial forecast review, milestones and reasons to invest, and why we believe EPR is a game changer and will become the new standard in emergency medicine.
EPR-Technologies is a spin-out company of the Safar Center for Resuscitation Research at the University of Pittsburgh. We are advancing emergency technologies to increase the survival rate of severe trauma and sudden cardiac arrest victims. We are seeking $1 million to go to market.
Let's start by talking about why time is the problem.
Severe trauma and sudden cardiac arrest, SCA, can affect anyone, anywhere at any time. In the first few minutes after a severe trauma or a sudden cardiac arrest event, time is critical. In the most severe cases, the time runs out before the medical teams can make life-saving repairs. Every year, time unfortunately runs out for over 23 million cases worldwide, leading to failed CPR and eventually their untimely death. EPR has the solution. EPR's advanced and proprietary technologies are used to place the victim in an induced state of suspended animation. This creates the time needed, 3+ hours, for the victim to be transported, if needed, and perform critical surgeries to save their life. While in the state of suspended animation, their body, organs, and brain are preserved, allowing enough time to transport, if needed, and make the required surgical repairs to save their life. With the patient in this suspended state, the surgeons now make the critical repairs to save their life. Once the surgical repairs are made, the patient receives a blood infusion and is slowly rewarmed. The heart then starts or is restarted by the medical team. The patient is placed in the ICU for recovery. The ultimate goal of EPR is to enable victims of severe trauma and sudden cardiac arrest events to completely recover and live a fulfilled life with friends and family.
Let's take a look at the market, products and services, income model, the competitive advantage, and the go-to-market strategy. Every year, in the United States alone, there are over 150,000 severe trauma and over 350,000 sudden cardiac arrest events that result in an untimely death. And globally, the number increases drastically with over 4 million severe trauma and 19 million sudden cardiac arrest deaths.
In most of these 23 million cases, EPR's advanced technologies could have significantly increased the survival rate. The global market is huge, exceeding $36 billion annually.
The sectors and subsectors that EPR will sell their products and services to are trauma centers, hospitals, military, medevac, EMTs, and first responders. The EPR products and services that will be sold to these sectors are EPR kits, cold flush plus, controlled, semi-autonomous and autonomous pumps, education, certifications, and recertifications, and subscription-based monitoring services. Our income model is residual and reoccurring, where with each occurrence, the customers will spend about $4,000 just on the product alone. Our pumps will range from $12,000 to $55,000 per unit, with the customers requiring multiple units per location. Our subscription-based monitoring is a requirement for each unit sold, at an annual cost of $1,500 each. And our certification and recertifications are annual requirements for medical staff and first responders, with the annual per person cost averaging $750.
In regards to our competitive advantage, currently EPR is the only company pursuing this space. With EPR being the first in the space, as the pioneers, we are well positioned to capture the lion's share of the market. We do anticipate other large medical device companies will enter the market. However, the barriers to entry provide us with 2 to 3 year window to dominate the market. In our go-to-market strategy, we will utilize webinars, podcasts, and education, trade shows, digital marketing and advertising. We will be selling our product through medical device distributors, like Medline, McKesson, Cardinal Health, AmerisourceBergen, and Henry Schein. Direct sales teams will also be utilized. Start selling our products and services to U.S. trauma centers as early as fall 2023. Let's talk about the science of EPR. In the beginning, back in the 1990s, Dr. Peter Safar and U.S. Army Colonel Ron Bellamy reviewed the Vietnam War casualties data. Catastrophically, they concluded, over 80% of the wounded soldiers lost their life because they didn't have enough time to transport from field or perform critical surgeries. In other words, they ran out of time. This conclusion left them with the question, how do you provide more time for severe trauma victims, so you can transport or perform critical surgeries to save their lives? In the search for an answer, they recognized the anecdotal evidence where both people and cattle have been trapped under snow or ice, and survived. Profound hypothermia. Could this be the answer? In EPR's case, profound hypothermia is rapidly cooling the body to 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius. This is done by replacing the blood with EPR's Cold Flush Plus. In this state, the cellular life of the brain, vital organs and body are preserved and do not require any oxygen for 3+ hours. It's important to note, profound hypothermia, until EPR, has not been used to treat patients. It should not be confused with mild hypothermia. Mild hypothermia is currently being used into slow metabolism, to help the healing process of heart attack and surgery patients. In mild hypothermia, the body is only cooled a few degrees, and oxygen is required to sustain life. After critical surgeries are completed, it is time to resuscitate the patient. This is done by re-infusing blood and slowly re-warming the body. In some cases, the heart will restart on its own, or will be restarted by the medical teams. The next step in EPR's research was to conduct large animal studies. The large animals were traumatized. Then, using EPR's methods for profound hypothermia, the animals were preserved for 3+ hours. After which, the animals were then resuscitated, and tested for physical as well as cognitive function. The results for the large animal studies exceeded expectations. After 3+ hours, the animals were successfully resuscitated, with complete cognitive and physical function. The studies have been published in medical journals. This success paved the way for the FDA to approve the use of EPR in human clinical trials. The human clinical trials are being conducted at the Crowley Shock Trauma Center, in Baltimore, Maryland. The U.S. Army Research Command has allocated funds to continue these ongoing clinical trials. There was a slight delay with COVID and a blood shortage. However, the trials are well underway and we expect to complete the trials by March 2023. And submitted to FDA for approval. All subjects of the trial are required to have suffered severe trauma from gunshot or stab wounds, and CPR failed. With the clinical trial results complete, we are anticipating FDA approval for use in trauma centers by the end of April or early May 2023. In the fourth quarter 2023, we anticipate the U.S. trauma centers to be implementing EPR's technologies and procedures. EPR-Technologies is poised to take off to be the next standard in emergency medicine. Let's highlight the management team, milestones, and the reasons to invest. Peter Safar, also known as the father of CPR, started EPR and his protégés have continued his work with EPR since his passing in 2003. The co-founders are the protégés of Dr. Peter Safar, all of which have extensive experience in EPR's advanced technologies. The management team also has extensive C-level leadership and management experience. This will propel EPR-Technologies as the leader in emergency technologies.
In looking at the financial outlook of EPR, it is extremely healthy. We expect to capture a 30 to 40% market share within 36 to 40 months. Our profit margins are expected to be above average at 24%. EPR's break-even will occur about 26 months after we go to market, and we expect significant profit in 37 to 42 months. All indicators point towards 10.5 times returns, within 5 to 6 years, at the time of exit. To date, the U.S. Army Research Command has invested over $19 million into the research and development of EPR. Other investments include $250,000 from the founders and $100,000 by way of crowdfunding campaigns. We have hit several of our milestones to include an FDA-approved clinical trials which are ongoing. The methods patent was FDA approved, received over $19 million from the U.S. Army Research Command for EPR research and clinical trials, new office location at the Germantown Innovation Center, successful large animal studies. The target milestones for the fiscal year 2023 are: establish manufacturer partnerships, complete product prototypes, clinical trial completion, and the EPR procedure is green-lighted by the FDA, FDA approval products 510K, and go to market to U.S. trauma centers in the fall. The reasons to invest in EPR-Technologies are: we will increase the survivability rate for over 23 million people every year. The global market is a huge $36 billion annually. EPR-Technologies is the first in the space. The U.S. military supports the project and has invested over $19 million. All indicators anticipate 10.5 times return on investment at exit. We are well positioned for exponential growth. Our management team is excellent. EPR-Technologies will be the new standard in emergency medicine.
That floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day.